Welcome back to Thirsty Thursdays. Today, we're making the Medicina Latina. This cocktail looks modern and flashy, but underneath the surface, it's one of the oldest, most reliable templates in history. It has bright tequila, fiery ginger, and a smoky mezcal kiss on top. It's a flavor bomb, and I promise you've tasted its DNA before. The Medicina Latina was born in 2009 at the Varnish in LA, created by Marcos Tello as a clever riff on Sam Ross's Penicillin. Marcos Tello was one of the key people who helped shape the Southern California cocktail scene in the mid to late 2000s when the craft cocktail revival was just getting started. The Penicillin itself became famous for combining a blended scotch base with a sweet and spicy honey ginger mix, all topped with a float of smoky Islay whiskey. Now here's the thing, both the Medicina Latina and the Penicillin are from the sour family. If you're new to cocktails, a sour is a foundational template for literally thousands of cocktails from a daiquiri to a margarita. It has three simple parts and they always work together. You have the spirit. This is the foundation, like your whiskey, your gin, your rum, or in our case, tequila. It provides a core flavor and body. Next, the citrus. This is a bright, tart element, usually lemon or lime. This keeps the cocktail fresh and prevents it from being too sweet. And speaking of being too sweet, next we have the sweetener. This balances the citrus, typically simple syrup, but here we're using honey and ginger syrups for complex flavor and texture. Now, the Penicillin, the cocktail this riff is built on, is really a dressed up whiskey sour. The Medicina Latina keeps that same DNA, but swaps the ingredients to fit the agave world. It's a swap for swap match. Tequila steps in for scotch, lime replaces lemon, and mezcal brings that smoky note in place of the Islay whiskey. This lineage is why the riff feels both familiar and totally fresh. Now let's talk about the Varnish, Tello's acclaimed bar, because this dimly lit speakeasy in downtown LA has a rich history. The Varnish is located in the back of Cole's French Dip, which is one of LA's longest continuously operating public houses, dating back to 1908. Co-founder Eric Alperin once shared the story that the space the Varnish now occupies was historically a dark windowless storage room. In the 1950s, the infamous LA gangster and mob associate Mickey Cohen, who was known for running rackets across the city, would often hold court at a corner table in the main Cole's dining room. It's rumored that the windowless storage room served as Cohen's de facto back office, a private, out-of-view space used when needed to, shall we say, rough some people up without disturbing lunch service. The founders of the Varnish leaned into this shady historic past, making it the perfect setting for a modern, hidden speakeasy. Tello crafting the Medicina Latina was a powerful moment, a nod to the East Coast while embracing LA's agave trend. Sam's Penicillin used a 1-to-1 ginger syrup and a richer 3-to-1 honey syrup, balancing spice and viscosity. Tello preserved that texture by leaning into honey and ginger, just shifting the flavor profile to match agave spirits. Alright, we've traced the DNA of this cocktail, explored the history of a 1950s gangster hideout and the establishment it became. Let's make this thing. We'll start with 2 ounces of tequila blanco poured into our shaker tin. Now, tequila is bright and vegetal, which gives this cocktail freshness and vegetal notes. You're swapping out whiskey's caramel and oak for something crisp and lively. It immediately changes the character of the cocktail. Let's add this to our shaker. Next, we're going to need 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lime juice. Lime is sharper than lemon, which pairs perfectly with tequila's vegetal notes. It gives the cocktail a zesty edge that cuts through the honey sweetness. Now for our sweeteners. We're going to use a 1/2 ounce of our honey syrup and a 1/2 ounce of our ginger syrup. Now, the honey syrup will bring more floral, earthy sweetness, while the ginger syrup will lend warmth and a spicy kick. We're of course using our Liber & Company syrup here. It uses organic ginger from Peru and has an incredibly robust flavor. Next, what we need to do is add some ice. Now we need to lock it up. Shake it like you mean it. Now you're gonna pour into your favorite rocks glass filled with ice. And finally, float a barspoon of mezcal on top. This isn't about overpowering the cocktail, it's about aroma and depth. That smoky perfume hits your nose first, making every sip feel layered and sophisticated. As a garnish, let's tease out what's in there. We're gonna use some candied ginger. Now let's talk about what we've made. This is a flavor bomb. Now that's for sure. If your usual is a standard margarita, this offers a familiar tequila and lime foundation, but the ginger and mezcal add a level of sophistication that's going to stretch your palate. It's a great next step in your agave journey. Of course, if you already enjoy the classic Penicillin, a Gold Rush, or a glass of smoky Islay scotch, you'll love this. It offers the same comforting structure with the warmth of ginger, sweetness of honey, and that aromatic smoke. If you get bored easily and want a cocktail that hits every note like bright, sweet, spicy, and smoky, this one delivers a dynamic, layered experience from start to finish. Now, this is a balanced sour. While it has sweetness from the honey, it's cut sharply by the fresh lime and tempered by the spicy ginger. If you only enjoy cocktails that lean more on sugar, the zesty kick of this might be a surprise. The smoky float is essential to this cocktail's character. If you know you can't stand the strong campfire taste of mezcal, you'll be missing the point. If you're merely mezcal curious, however, this small float is the perfect introduction. And that's it for this Thirsty Thursday. Find the link to our fiery ginger syrup in the pinned comment below. Until next time, stay thirsty, my friends. Cheers.